Right guys, welcome back to the channel. We've already had Nick from 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗃𝗃 on the channel before, but not in a speaking role.
No, we haven't. First time for everything.
But if you haven't checked out his Facebook, well, I don't know, is it group or is it a page that you do all your videos on?
I've got a chat page, which is 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗃𝗃 chat, and I've also got a business page, which is Nick Simpson 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗃𝗃.
Yeah, which one do you post most of the videos on? Or both these days?
Both of them, basically, yeah.
If you haven't checked out Nick's videos, then you need to, because they're either done in his office or in his car, and they're the 5 minutes videos that last 20 minutes. Once he gets going, he gets well into it. I'm not sure which one of us speaks the most on camera, in honesty.
I don't know.
You say you don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
I know, you say you don't want to do it, and then you're well into it. But the real reason why we're here today talking to Nick is that Nick owns quite a few cars. I think we mentioned it on the 770 video before, probably at some point. But you've had quite a plethora of cars, haven't you?
Yeah, it started out with a Mark III Escort, and then it were an Audi A3. Then it went to an A45 AMG. And then we got a McLaren MP12 for whatever it is.
C?
Yeah, C, that's the one.
You're trying to forget that? Yeah. Why are you trying to forget that car, Nick?
Because I hated it. I absolutely, it was a front, I tell everybody that I loved it. I hated it.
Yeah.
Just the whole McLaren experience. If I could say to everybody, just forget about them.
But you've done it now, haven't you?
Yeah, been there, done that. We've got an RS6, which you guys mapped for us, that is absolutely savage. We've also got an R8 V10 Plus, which is straight from factory. It's here today. I've had an oil change, and then I've got the 770 brake horsepower Focus ST that these guys built for me.
Yeah. So you're often asked why so many, because you've got obviously the R8, which is stock-ish.
Yeah,
that's as far as you know anyway, isn't it? So that's stock-ish. So that's round about 600 horse.
605, I think.
Yeah,
it is.
so 600 horse. You've got the RS6, which started off around about
605 again.
Yeah, 600. Yeah. So that's about 700 horse now. And then you've got a 770 brake horsepower Focus ST. So the biggest question that I notice coming up when you post on the forums is why?
Basically, the RS6 is my wife's car, and we needed something to put dog in boat. And I don't like these, family wagons and 4x4s. It's not a thing that I like. So RS6, her being a speed freak as well, seemed to be I think way to go. The Focus is a long journey. Way back to
we've been into that.
It's
in depth.
And the R8, it was just to do the supercar thing, I think. Really, it was just literally to do the
supercar thing. You'd done it before in the McLaren, but it hadn't been the experience you wanted.
No, I'd done it for about. I had the McLaren for 8 months, and in the 8 months that I had it, it were at home in my personal garage for a month. Yeah. So I'd done it for a month, basically.
Yeah. Basically, the long and the short of that one is it went in for something that should have been simple and turned into a bit of a drama through nobody's fault. It wasn't really the dealer's fault. No. It went in for some warranty work, and it turned into a much bigger job, which then sort of, once the ball starts rolling and it's going the wrong way down the hill, it's hard to stop it, isn't it, Nick?
It was scary. It just went one thing after another to the point where engines got to come out, and then they snapped head bolts in it, and it were like, you are joking. And it would just spiral.
Yeah, and it wasn't their fault, was it?
Not really, no.
They didn't try to do it. It just, if a McLaren dealership have got something, they're going to take utmost care with it because they know it's going to cost them a fortune. But the biggest question is, Nick, that I think anyone would ask is, what's the upsides and what's the downsides of owning? Maybe let's compare the R8 with the Focus ST, because I think that's what people have been most interested in.
Well, Focus ST just wants to kill me.
Yeah, it's just that on
absolutely savage. It is, it is frightening, but it is the only car that I get out of, and I've got that much adrenaline that I physically shake. And the R8 is, I use it as a daily, frighteningly enough, and it's a brilliant daily. You know, I mean, I've driven here today, and you know,
it is really comfortable. I've
lovely.
driven quite a few of them. I've driven yours to an MOT and driven it up the road. It's a really comfortable car, in fairness. It doesn't feel like you're in something like that. It feels exactly like you're in, you know, you're in an RS, like 𝗦𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 RS7. It's so different, you know, so similar, so different, but so similar. And to your RS6, it is the same thing, but just hunkered down and even more wispy. It's dead weird. The aggression's there, but it's just delivered so smoothly. It's unreal. But in terms of what you've got planned for the future, do you think you'll keep? What cars do you think you'll keep, and what do you think you'll sell?
I'm probably going to get rid of R8 next year for another project, which we're going to keep really quiet right now. But I honestly ain't got a clue which way we're going to go after that. You know, the RS6 we're probably going to get for a newer RS6, the latest one. Focus will go nowhere, so it'll be just the R8 really, and I think that's just going to make way for, like I say, for another project for me. Because I feel like we've taken my ST.
Yeah, you've definitely.
It's where I want it now.
There's nowhere beyond. Otherwise, you just get into a race to the bottom, is what I call it, which is the race that 𝘾𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏's joining at some point. The race to the bottom, which is, if you speak to someone like 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, as he's known on the forums, you'll see that anything above and beyond sort of 900 horsepower is just. That's the level where you're just going beyond, and that it gets to this point that obviously you understand, Nick, that yours is quite drivable in the lower settings, but in the higher settings, like you said, it just wants to kill you. I
took it out for the first time 2 days ago in dry weather, and it's the very first time since you guys give me it back that I've had it in high setting, and I remember. You're saying to it, it's, you know, it's savage, it's, you know, it can be undrivable, and I thought, I'd be right, and you're right, it is absolutely savage.
They're all really similar, whether you're on, you know, a standard software version, we're all on Syvecs. They still try to drag you into the 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, you know? It just is what it is, and you can't help that. It just won't grip, it won't get any traction whatsoever. So you're just stuck with it, you know?
I mean, the Syvecs is pretty good on it. You know, the minute it starts to feel any wheel spin, it just, you know, you can hear it popping and banging, you know, it's just...
Yeah, it manages it really well.
It's just kicking torque out, you know, so you literally, you've got to change gear, you know, it forces you to change gear.
Yeah.
You know, but you've got to be so delicate with throttle. It's like, in R8 you can get in and you can literally just go bang, and it grips and it just goes.
It was designed that way from the factory though.
With Focus, you've got to be you've got a foot like a feather. You know, you've just got to literally progressive.
Yeah.
If you don't, Syvecs kicks it in and it's forcing you to change gear a lot earlier than what you need to.
Yeah.
You know.
It is what it is though. Like I've said to everyone, that if you're going to have something with Syvecs on it that's a big power, even though Syvecs is amazing, and don't think this is me just totally against Syvecs or anything like that. Syvecs is there to deliver the power in the most effective way, not necessarily in the same way that a factory supercar would deliver it.
I totally agree with you.
Because remember, we're talking about something that is cost. Let's say, for instance, now you went to Devils, you can get an S6 Plus or whatever for about £3,500. Devil Development's the main distributor for the Syvecs for the Focus brand as a whole. But that Audi R8, the pair of ECUs that are on there are probably £3,000 each, and the software that was developed for that might have cost Audi originally £1 million over the last however many years developed. Whereas we're developing, or you know, the likes of Cytec Racing, Devil Developments, and you know, JM imports through. Romain, they're developing software individually that's a variation of the standard software to deal with this. And remember that they've only got let's say that cumulatively they've spent 10 or 12 days on this, that's still only a fraction of what a manufacturer will have spent designing something. With a guy who's just spent his last however long, like you with the detailing products, you know, you've spent time drilling down into that detailing product and making sure it's the best. You're doing it yourself, you're making sure you can give everyone the best you can. But before we kind of touch on anything else, we'll just touch on the mirror image car care products. So you've been doing this for about 3 years now?
Yeah, 3 years.
Oh, that was a good guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 years.
So what made you decide to do this? Just a love of...
A hobby. I'd actually, scary enough, I'd sort of semi-retired.
Yeah.
And so had my wife, and it were a case of...
That's a really good, like, to retire at 31.
And it was like...
What an age to retire, 31.
Yeah, 31. I was lying. 28, really. It was sort of semi-retirement, and it got to a point where I was getting fed up of spending ridiculous amounts of money every month on cleaning products. Obviously, when you've got 3 cars, you know, you could be spending £100, £120 a month on cleaning products. And I had the knowledge coming from a printing background and chemistry and everything like that. A lot of where printing went, they went to a lot of water-based chemicals.
Yeah.
And that's basically what are used in the car industry now, water-based and not solvent anymore. So, you know, I took that knowledge from printing. I thought, you know, it started out with a glass cleaner. Scary enough, did a glass cleaner because I was sick of everyone that I used was smearing, and it was frightening.
So just to put into context, this wasn't a tiny little printing company in your own back garden. It might have started that way, but it ended up as a bigger concern. So it wasn't, you know, someone who says that they were talking about, you know, water-based chemicals coming from a little place is not understandable. But when you've sold out a reasonable sized company with quite a few employees, then obviously you can understand, just in case anyone disputes, you know, or doubts that fact. But so that developed into this now, and you thought, oh, it'll just be something to keep me going and keep me entertained and make sure that I can play some golf in between.
And it's just exploded. Yeah, it literally has just exploded. You know, it's got to a point now where I work longer hours now than what I did before. And
but you've enjoyed yourself, don't you?
I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy myself in Swedish massage parlour, making my videos and, you know, doing my
those videos that you don't enjoy doing, Nick.
Yeah,
you claim you don't enjoy.
The ones that I don't enjoy doing, you know, so yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't already, then check out the videos that we've done before. I'm sure that Bennett will put a link up here somewhere above us for some of the previous videos. And if you haven't already, then check out the Mirror Image Car Care discount. That'll be in the description below. That's still live, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
So we've got a discount code. It'll be in the description below, and Bennett or someone will put it somewhere about here as well, probably to cut our heads off and make us look better. If there's anything you want to ask about car care or anything like that, then please feel free to add the group on Facebook. So it's Mirror Image Car Care, the group. It's been a pleasure to have your cars here. We've looked after all of them. So we've done maintenance on all of them. We've tuned 2 out of 3, which isn't too bad. I don't think we did anything on the McLaren, did we? We didn't have a chance, did we?
No.
It was too broken.
I think you saw it once. And then
it was too broken. It made our Facebook page once, I think. Yeah. We were going to try and get it together with Bish's 720 that's in the background, but it didn't make it here in time. It just made trading, didn't it? That was it. So in the future, I'm sure we'll do some more videos. Nick's bringing the 770 back here, the red Focus ST. If you want to know more about the history, there is a long video on it, and I have touched on why Nick's capped it and what the great things are about that in the world's fastest video. So if you want to see more of the red Focus, because
do you actually realise how much stick I got over that?
The
world's fastest Focus.
I know, but we didn't say the world's most powerful.
Oh, no, the stick I got
Where did
over
I
that?
say the highest brake horsepower? Where did I say the highest torque?
Yeah.
I said the world's fastest because Simon said his own car was currently at that level, which as far as he was aware, was the highest recorded speed. He said, seeing your car on the rollers, if we went to the same location as him and did that run, he thinks we'd achieve a higher end speed, ultimately, than he did. And as far as he was aware, he had the world's fastest Focus Mark II at the point, but he thought that yours would reach a top speed, a terminal speed higher than his. So I think I was well within my rights. And you didn't give me, any. But what it did do was cause a massive stir for nothing at all.
Listen, it's as they always say, any form of, chat or conversation, even bad publicity.
Yeah,
it's good publicity. So,
what's funny though is that people exactly misinterpret it, because we didn't really have a massive chat about what the title was going to be. I just said to you, Nick, can we take this and see if we can prove it's the world's fastest? And you went, no. And I went, I get it. He doesn't want to do it. Okay, I get it. It's not going to see a track even though it's got a roll cage in it. I get it. It's your car and that's fine. But I just wanted to see if what he said was right. So we decided to title a video based upon that, which was the world's fastest. And I didn't tell you that. I just sent you the link. So then you were like, aren't we going to get a bit of stick over this? I was like, yeah, but if you read the title, I know. But, and I was like, well, let's see what happens.
My inbox did not stop.
I know, yeah. But it was funny because Grant Butler and everyone, and Dino and everyone who had the powerful ones, Craig Peaceful, Kerry and everything, they all saw it and they knew what it was, and so did Simon, knew what I was getting at. But
I think what a lot of people are misinterpreted as well is because it was 770 brake horsepower, which were on pump fuel.
Yeah.
And they were instantly referring, it's not most powerful one because Grant's is
1036.
But what they don't realise is, that's on race fuel.
Yeah.
So if we'd have put if we put mine on race fuel, it would be there or thereabouts.
Yeah,
so
it would have done 800 and some. It would have. Well, Kerry's did less than yours on pump fuel, and then on race fuel, it did more. 829, 828, whatever it was. It's irrelevant. You're never going to run it on it.
No.
You don't want to keep it in your garage. You're too far away from Demon Tweaks, which is one of the only places that sells the 85. You'd have to get it delivered to your door. It's highly explosive. You live in a really nice house and you don't want to blow it up. It's that simple.
It's not something I ever wanted to go down because, I want to be able to drive into a petrol station.
And fill up.
I don't
know if do you watch Daily Driven Exotics?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so did you see, Bennett was saying to me the other day about them filling up, driving them an hour away and realising it was cheaper than pump fuel to fill up with race fuel. I mean, we just need some fuel stations like that. If you're watching Tesco's, BP, anywhere like that, E85 at the pump, it's the future. And lower than the lower price, please. Lower price, but... Nick, thanks for doing this.
Always
Under duress. I promise you, after we finish filming, we will unhandcuff you from the sofa.
Yeah.
We are social distancing again. There's a good 2 meters between us. Thanks a lot, and thanks for being a great customer. Thanks for having a great story as well.
Thanks for looking after me. Cheers, guys.
No problem.
What can I say?
If you haven't already, then subscribe to our channel, hit that thumbs up, comment down below. If you've got anything to ask Nick, you can ask him in the comments down below. We'll pass it on to him. But if you haven't already, then please go over to his Facebook and have a look at Mirror Image Car Care Group. Sign yourself up and use our discount code, link in the description. Bye for now, guys. See you in the next video.